Hey there, this is Kristin from KristinCoaching.com, and thank you so much again for joining me for another video today. The topic of this video has to do with how to deal with a passive-aggressive partner. I'm really excited to do this topic in this video today because passive-aggressiveness is a really common communication tool that a lot of people use. It's a common way to interact with other people, and not even just our partners use it at times, but coworkers or friends or parents or siblings, kids even. I hope this video will really help you deal with not only in your personal life with your significant other, but in your other lives with other relationships that you have with other people as well. So before we dive into it, please subscribe to my YouTube page if you haven't already. My name is Kristin. I'm from KristinCoaching.com. Like I said, I'm a relationship coach. I'm a licensed therapist. My goal is to give you relationship tips, relationship tools, relationship advice, so you can take this information and use them in your personal life with your significant other for the whole purpose of you having a happy, healthy, long-lasting relationship. All relationships deserve to be happy and healthy, and oftentimes people just need some tools to learn and use to steer off of this unhealthy path where you're not feeling fulfilled and happy to get you back on track, right? So where you're feeling good about the relationship that you're in and the partner that you're with. So I wanted to talk about passive-aggressive behavior because it's super common. The way I like to describe passive-aggressiveness has to do with kind of sneaky aggression, or aggression that isn't so outward, but there's like an undertone of aggression. So it's kind of where somebody can kind of act like they're giving you a compliment, but it's an underhanded insult at the end. I'd say a good example of passive aggressiveness is like sarcasm. Somebody being sarcastic, like, "Oh, I didn't know you knew how to do that," something like that. I don't know if that's a good sarcastic example, but "Oh, I didn't know, yeah, like, duh, I know," that kind of thing. I don't know. I can be really immature when I want to be. So yeah, an example of a sarcastic comment. An indirect criticism, like, "Oh, you're gonna wear that again? Didn't you wear that last night?" I don't know, like, it's not per se outwardly rude, but it's underhandedly rude. Like, is there a problem? Like, what's going on, right? It's where they're kind of like grumpy or in a bad mood, and they'll be like, "Everything's fine. No, I don't know. I'm not in a bad mood. Are you in a bad mood? I'm fine. I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here not talking to you. I'm okay." Something like that, where something's off, but they're just not admitting it. They'll give like an underhanded compliment, but be insulting. Like, say, for example, let's say you get like a promotion at work or something good happens at work. They'll be like, "Oh, congratulations on your promotion. I don't know how you pulled that one off." Something like that. I don't know how you did that, So it's like they're congratulating you, but then they're also insulting you by being like, "I don't know how you did it." I mean, it's kind of, you're like, what? Like, are you happy for me? Are you not? Like, that it hurts your feelings. I think to know that you're in a passive-aggressive relationship or your partner's passive-aggressive when things that they do or they say hurt you and make you feel bad. And again, it's different, right? Because it's different than them just being like, "You're stupid, you're ugly, I don't like you, I don't even know why I'm in a relationship with you." It's not that. It's these undertones, these underlying comments or behaviors that just feel off, okay? So sarcasm, indirect criticism is big, acting like everything's fine when obviously they're not fine, giving those underhanded compliments, ignoring or doing the silent treatment is also a form of passive aggressiveness. Obviously they're upset or they're mad or like something's wrong, but they're just ignoring you and they're not talking to you, and that's how they're dealing with it. So that's definitely a common one too. Pretending to not understand you is a big sign of passive aggressiveness. So being like, "What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? I don't even know what you're talking about. You're crazy." When you try to confront them or talk to them about it, they'll be like, "I don't even know what you're trying to say." They'll make you feel like you're stupid. They'll make you feel like you're crazy. So it's just pretending that they don't understand you. Like that look, like, "What do you mean?" You like the look? Something like that, just like, what? Like, I don't even want to talk to you right now. Like, they'll just flip it on you. Definitely passive aggressive. Oh, and last but not least, oftentimes people with passive aggression, they have a hard time telling you how they're feeling, why they're mad, why they're angry, but they'll tell other people, they'll talk bad about you. So maybe they're mad at you, but they won't say it directly to you, but maybe they'll tell their best friend, oh, Kristin's irritating me. She did this, and that. Oh, I can't stand her. And you'll hear rumors that they're talking about you, but they're not able to say that to your face or be direct with you to your face. So I just wanted to give some examples and really concrete examples of what passive aggression looks like, so you know if this is impacting your relationship, if this is a part of what you're dealing with day in and day out. If it is, there are a few things that you can do to handle passive aggressive behavior. Okay, I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to do that. Tip number 1 on how to deal with passive aggressive behavior and a passive aggressive partner is 1, you want to acknowledge the behavior that feels off. So you want to be gentle when you address it with your significant other, but you want to say something like, it seems like something's upsetting you. I'm not really sure what it is. Can we talk about it? Is that okay? Oftentimes they're not going to want to talk about it. People with passive aggression don't know how to communicate really, or at least they don't know how to communicate in like a healthy way. But the reason why you want to acknowledge that the behavior feels off is because you're modeling healthy communication and you're acknowledging the elephant in the room, and you're just not letting the passive aggression continue without saying, hey, something feels wrong. Can we talk about it? It's important to acknowledge it, to not feed into it so they continue to do it again. You want to say like, hey, I can tell that, it seems like you're in a bad mood. It seems like something's bothering you. Let's chat. Again, most likely they're not going to be like, yeah, let's totally talk about it. I'm happy to. Oftentimes they'll be like, no, what are you talking about? I'm totally fine. Okay, that's okay. You're engaging in this behavior and you're asking them to talk about it for you. You're doing this to model behavior. You're doing this to acknowledge and separate the fact that they're the ones that are in a bad mood. You're willing to talk about it when they're ready. It just puts up a good boundary for you. It makes you, it shows that you are modeling healthy behavior. So it's a really good first step to at least acknowledge the negative behavior gently that you're feeling from them, and that you're willing to talk about it. Okay, that's the first step you want to do. The second thing is, I think it's really important to tell your significant other how their comments or their behaviors make you feel. Like, for example, with the promotion situation where they're like, I don't know how you pulled that one off, something like that. You can say, hey, when you said congratulations on my promotion, but then you followed it with, I don't know how you pulled that off, that really hurt my feelings. And I don't know if you meant for it to hurt my feelings, or I don't know if you intended it for it to hurt my feelings, but it did. And it didn't feel good to me. And I just want you to know, how I took that. I would have appreciated if you would have said X, Y, and Z. Again, they might be able to put it back on you. Be like, you're too sensitive. I didn't mean it like that. You're crazy. They'll try to do things by putting it on you. But again, you are acknowledging, hey, this made me feel like this. I didn't appreciate it. I would have appreciated you to say this. So you are the one who is identifying your feelings. You're communicating that. You are setting a modeling example for your significant other. And you're being very solution focused by saying what you need from them in the future. And you're being very clear. So this is really clear, healthy communication that you're using for your significant other. It's a very mature and advanced relationship skill to have. Okay, so it's a way to assert yourself, not get all walked over, and to say, hey, this didn't feel good and I want to talk to you about it. Okay, it's really good to do that instead of just bottling it up and acting like nothing's wrong or whatever. You don't want to do that. You want to show a healthy communication, and this is a way for you to do that. Okay, step number 3. Don't act passive aggressive back to your significant other. Listen, it's so easy to mirror our partner's behaviors. So if they're being sarcastic, we're going to feel a little sassy and sarcastic back, right? If they're ignoring us and not talking to us, we can get really hurt and we don't want to talk back. We're like, fine, I'll just give them a taste of their own medicine. If you're not talking to me, I'm not talking to you. I don't want you to mirror their passive aggression back. That doesn't help resolve or solve anything in the relationship. And in fact, it really does make it worse. You need to have healthy communication. And if your significant other isn't going to do it, there's still a way for you to do it and you to engage in a healthy way. So I don't want you to revert to unhealthy communication behaviors just because they're doing it. Okay, you know how to communicate. You know how to express yourself. You don't need to be passive aggressive in order to let them know what you need. You're able to be more direct. So I want you to do that. I want you to continue being healthy in your communication, continue being direct, continuing modeling the behavior, okay? Don't let their passive aggression actions impact you and affect you and have you do the same, because that's just going to be this back forth, who has the stronger will to be the most immature, and it's not going to resolve a relationship problem, okay? Everything can be resolved through healthy communication. So it starts with you. It starts with you taking ownership of your behaviors, your feelings, your thoughts, and getting them out, right, in a healthy way and showing your partner how to do it, okay? So don't act passive aggressive back. Last but not least, I think the fourth tip that you can do is be direct with them when they're being passive aggressive. Not in an aggressive way, not in a mean way, but hey, say something like, so what are you trying to tell me? What do you really want to say? What do you need? If they're ignoring you or they're not talking, be like, hey, what do you need from me right now? I see that you're not talking to me. Seems like something's wrong. Like, what do you need? Like, what can I do? It's just a way to be like, hey, obviously you're acting a certain way, whatever that is, but how can we get you out of this mood? How can we get you to be more direct and not be as, passive aggressive towards me? You're not going to say that, but you're going to say, you just need to be direct. Like, hey, what do you need right now? Like, I want to be able to support you. I want to get you in, a better space. So how can we do that? How can we work as a team to do that? So I think being direct with them, especially when they're being sarcastic, like, oh, you're doing that again. You're gonna wear that again, or you're gonna say that again in your speech, or whatever it is. I think it's important to acknowledge and be like, hey, what are you trying to tell me with that comment? Like, what are you really trying to say to me? It's a way for them to get out of their sarcastic kind of path that they're on, and you're giving them an opportunity to be direct with you and actually say how they're feeling, right? And what they're thinking. So you're just opening a door and you're opening a path for them to have that healthy communication with you. And they're not always going to take the bait. This isn't necessarily about them doing what you need them to do. It's not necessarily about them all of a sudden having healthy communication. Obviously, we would like for that to happen, but it's about you setting your boundaries and putting your boundaries up. It's about you continuing healthy communication with your partner. It's about you acknowledging the behavior that they're doing, letting them know how it impacts you, modeling healthy behavior, and asking them to talk to you directly. And hopefully the more that we can engage our significant others and show them how to speak in a healthy way, how to communicate healthy and effectively, hopefully they'll take little pieces at a time and begin to slowly do that too. Oftentimes they didn't learn how to do that in past relationships or growing up, so they have a lot of learning to do. So by modeling, showing them how to do it, it will slowly help for them to learn, and they'll slowly start doing it the more we do it. But if we engage in that negative behavior that they're doing, that's not going to resolve it. It's just going to reinforce their passive aggression behaviors. So we don't want to do that. We're going to help get them out of it by modeling how to do it, telling them how we feel, telling them how we respond to it, and offering them the opportunity to actually be direct instead of passive. And I think if you slowly do this over and over again, they will slowly learn to be more direct with you. And they'll learn that they don't need to be passive aggressive to engage in their behaviors and get their needs met. Okay, they can be more direct to get their needs met. So I really think that these tips will be helpful for you. I hope that you learned something from this video about passive aggressiveness, what that looks like, and how to engage with that with your significant other. Please, if you have any questions or comments or ideas or examples of even what passive aggression is or what you have done in your relationship to combat it, please write in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll get back to you like I always do. Again, my name is Kristin from KristinCoaching.com. And thank you so much again for watching this video today, and I'm going to see you guys next time for my next video. You take care. Mwah.